In today's video, I got an absolute banger for y'all, man. So we have the top 5 best class setups to use right now in Warzone. And Warzone as of late has been receiving a lot of updates. They buffed and nerfed a few guns, and they also removed the visual recoil and the sway and bob to all the Black Ops 6 weapons. So without further ado, man, the 5th best class setup, we have the XMG LMG. This is the only LMG from the Black Ops 6 integration that is actually, viable and usable, and it is an absolute laser beam. So, coming in with the optic, we have the Willis 3x. This is pretty much standard for all, assault rifles and LMGs and marksman rifles if you tap into that sort of thing. So, the Willis 3x helps out with the medium to long distance gunfights. For our muzzle, we have the compensator, which helps out with the vertical recoil control. Barrel, we have the reinforced barrel, the best barrel to run on the XMG, which helps out with the damage range and the bullet velocity. On the barrel, we have the vertical foregrip, which helps out with the horizontal recoil. And finally, for stock, we have the buffer weight stock. Now, this is only available on the XMG DM10 and the XM4, and it pretty much helps out with the vertical and horizontal recoil control. Like, whenever you use this attachment on any of those 3 weapons, you're literally going to be shooting a laser. So coming in with our secondary here, we have the KSV SMG, one of my personal favorites. So for the muzzle, we have the muzzle brake. Now this helps out with the first shot recoil control, and it also helps out with the kick reset speed. Now moving on to the barrel, of course we're rocking the reinforced barrel. The reinforced barrel, for the most part, is the best barrel to run in Warzone currently, because it helps out with the damage range and the bullet velocity, like I said prior. And you could also run the long barrel, but in my personal opinion, the reinforced barrel is the way to go, just because you have the extra, bullet velocity compared to the long barrel. Now moving on to the underbarrel, we have the vertical foregrip, which helps out with the horizontal recoil control. Magazine, we have the extended mag 2, the biggest mag on the KSV. And finally, for rear grip, we have the ergonomic grip, and this grip tape, the rear grip tape, is the best to run on SMGs, and it helps out with the slap to fire, dive to fire, and the aim down sight. So moving on to our 4th best class setup, we have the AK-74, also known as the AK-47, and they recently buffed this weapon. This weapon does have a lot of kick to it, but it hits way too damn hard. It pretty much beats out the XM4 and the GPR in terms of, time to kill, but it's very, very good, man. You guys have to try out this class setup. So with our attachments here, we have the Willis 3x, of course, which helps out with the medium to long distance gunfights. Muzzle, we have the muzzle brake, which helps out with the first shot recoil control and the kick reset speed. Barrel, reinforced barrel. On the barrel, we have the vertical foregrip, and for magazine, we have the extended mag 2. Now, as for our secondary, we have the C9, and they also buffed this weapon, and it performs way, way better now. One of my personal favorites as well. So moving on to the muzzle, we have the suppressor. Now this is more for like stealthy playstyle sort of things, and it also keeps you hidden from the radar. So barrel, we have the reinforced barrel. On the barrel, the vertical foregrip, which helps out with the horizontal recoil control. Extended mag 2, the biggest mag on the C9, aka the MP5. And let me know in the comments down below if you guys think that the C9 is the best iteration of the MP5 throughout Warzone history. In my opinion, it's up there. It is absolutely up there because it deals so much damage. So rear grip, of course, you're rocking the ergonomic grip tape, and it helps out with the slap to fire, dive to fire, and the aim down sight. So moving on to the 3rd best class setup, we have the LR762, hands down the best Black Ops 6 sniper rifle to run in Warzone. And our muzzle, we have the suppressor, which keeps us hidden from the radar. Barrel, we have the long barrel, which helps out with the damage range. On the barrel, we have the lightweight handguard, which helps out with the aiming idle sway. Now they did update for all snipers, I believe, the the sway and bob just a tad bit, so you won't be swaying as much whenever you're, hard scoping or quick scoping or whatever. And finally, for rear grip, we have the quick draw grip, which helps out with the aim down sight speed. And for fire mods, we have the overpressured, which does help out with the bullet velocity. And this is very, very crucial because the Black Ops 6 weapons right now, the bullet velocity is not that good, especially on sniper rifles. So the overpressured is probably the most important attachment to run on the LR762. Now moving on to our secondary, we have the best SMG in the game, of course, the Jackal PDW. So for muzzle, we have the suppressor. Barrel, we have the long barrel, which helps out the damage range. Under barrel, we have the vertical foregrip. Magazine, we have the extended mag 2, and ergonomic grip as our rear grip. Now moving on to the second best class setup, we have the Gripper 91 and the PP 919. And the Gripper 91 does a lot of damage, and ever since the update, it shoots lasers. So for our optic, we have the Willis 3 times. Like I said, it does help out with the medium to long distance gunfights. Barrel, we have the reinforced barrel, which helps out with the damage range and the bullet velocity. Under barrel, we have the vertical foregrip. Magazine, we have the extended mag 2. And for our fire mod, we have the recoil springs, which also helps out with the horizontal recoil control and the vertical recoil control as well. So with this class setup, you're going to be shooting lasers, like I said. So our secondary, we have the PP 919. And for our muzzle here, we have the compensator, which helps out with the horizontal recoil control and the vertical recoil control as well. And this build that I have for the PP 919 is more of a movement build, but you will shoot lasers as well. So for our barrel, we have the reinforced barrel, which helps out with the damage range and the bullet velocity. Rear grip, we have the ergonomic grip, which helps out with the slide to fire, dive to fire, and the aim down sight speed. Stock, we have the no stock, which helps out with the movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and the strafing movement speed as well. So whenever you're aiming down sights, you pretty much have stalker with no stock on. The stalker perk from Modern Warfare 3, if you guys go all the way back then. And finally, for fire mods, we have the recoil springs, which helps out with the horizontal and the vertical recoil control. Now, for the #1 class setup used in Warzone, we have the XN4 and the Jackal PDW. I did drop a video on it yesterday. If you guys want to go check that out, I dropped 32 kills with this class setup. And the XN4 is the absolute meta, man. It's literally like you have a cheat code in your hands. That's how straight the XN4 shoots right now. So for our optic, of course, we're rocking the Willis 3 times muzzle. We have the suppressor to keep us hidden from enemy radar whenever you're shooting. Barrel, we have the reinforced barrel. Magazine, we have the extended mag 2. And for stock, we have the buffer weight stock, which helps out with the vertical and the horizontal recoil control. And without this stock in particular, you won't be shooting straight at all. You will get a little bit of kick, but you won't be shooting straight. So this stock right here is very, very crucial on the XM4. Now, for our secondary, of course, we're rocking the Jackal PDW. We got the Scourge blueprint. So anyways, I went over this in the third best class setup. So muzzle, suppressor, barrel, we have the long barrel. Under barrel, vertical foregrip. Magazine, extended mag 2, and the rear grip, we have the ergonomic grip tape. Now, for our perk setup, it is a little bit different since I did prestige, so I'm not going to have everything unlocked. But for tactical, you want to run stims to get that little boost. Lethal, semtex, or throwing knife. Now, for perk 1, we have survivor, and you pretty much start regenerating health more quickly. It's sort of a quick fix, but a better version of quick fix. Now for perk 2, we have sprinter, which helps out with tactical sprint. You can actually tactical sprint indefinitely, no delays, no nothing, no BS. And finally, for perk 3 here, we have resolute, which helps out with the movement speed whenever people are shooting at you. Now this combined with sprinter and the stim shot is very, very dangerous. So it gives you a 15% movement speed bonus whenever you're taking damage. So that is the best class setups. And hopefully you guys do enjoy. Hopefully you guys wreck some people in the battlefield of Warzone. Like, these class setups are absolutely insane, especially after the update. So anyways, man, it's been your boy Enigma. Subscribe if you guys are new to this channel. Drop a big fat like for your boy, and I'm out. Peace.